What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? I'm super excited to get with you guys today because it is Hump Day. And when it's Hump Day, it's the Sports Lounge Media. And we're going to be talking about MLB today and all the exciting things with that. But before that, I'm going to hand it over to Mark to give us our proud sponsor.
Of course, we've got number one sports fan located in Tulare, Visalia, Hanford, and down in West Covina. We also have Brian Martino Construction. Hit up Brian at brianmartinoconstruction.com. And last but not least, we have Cali Built Graphics here located in Tulare. If you need any of your hats, shirts, decals, anything cheap, there's the new Sports Lounge hats. We actually have our decals in stock. Send me a direct message at Sports Lounge Media. Send me a DM and we will send you back one of our decals that we just had made. And they are working on our shirts as we speak. So mention the Sports Lounge Media to any one of those guys, especially with Martino Construction, and any job that's $10,000 off or $10,000 or more, he will give you $1,000 off when you mention the Sports Lounge Media. So with that being said,
we are powered by the Mogul brand and the Diamond Collection. Visit the Diamond Collection at www.poweredbytnb.com to get your 20% off today. And stay hydrated by putting in SLM, and you will get 20% off today. Thank you guys so much and all of our sponsors. But let's hand it over to Sarai with our first question.
Yeah, so it's Wednesday, guys. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. Mike Chosen, welcome back. I'm so excited that you're back from vacation.
Oh, yeah, I'm back, guys.
That's so excited to have you back. So right before we get into the questions, tell me, how's everybody's Wednesday? How's everybody's week been?
Well, it's back to school week, so I'm super excited.
Okay.
Like every parent should be excited that it's back to school week. Why? Because that means they become winos during the daytime.
Yeah, for sure.
More work done. More work done. No. Okay, but anyhow.
Yeah, so let's start off with some questions. We're talking MLB and we're talking the trade deadline. So have a couple of questions for you. Ready to hear what you guys have to say. Super excited. The first question we have is, now that the trade deadline has passed, we saw some big names and big prospects get traded. Which one do you feel was the biggest trade and why?
I would say for me, actually, the biggest trade that I think is most beneficial is the Padres, that they added Mason Miller and JP Sears from the Athletics for a bunch of prospects. You're talking about the number 3 prospect in Major League Baseball ended up going to the Athletics, which is good for them, of course, because they don't like to spend money, but obviously planning for Vegas, it's going to allow them to have someone under control, obviously, for quite a few years. Mason Miller is probably one of the best relief pitchers in all of baseball, so I actually do think that was one of the best deadline deals, in my personal opinion.
Okay. What about
you? I agree 100%. But for me, being a Dodger fan, I mean, we needed help, obviously, in the bullpen, and we got the help that we needed. Obviously, we have the guys that are coming back, which is really great to see. Ohtani did have, I believe, 8 Ks just recently. That was one of the things that I was kind of worried about. Like, I was like, is Ohtani going to be a pitcher or is he going to be a batter? Can he be both? Like, is that possible? And he proved that, I think today or yesterday, he got 8 Ks and he's back to his regular form. But the fact that we're able to get some trades, I believe his name is Alex Call, and a couple of other guys to help us in that bullpen. And, for the stretch to the World Series, I think that's what's going to help us out there. Getting our guys back out.
Hold on, to the World Series, though. I mean,
all the way to the World Series, brother.
I mean, have they already bought their tickets? I mean, because we know they're not.
Yeah, the tickets are bought.
I say that's the only way they're going to make it to the World Series, because they are not going to sit there and be playing it. That's for sure.
They're going to be playing for sure. Oh, they're going to be playing lately. Oh, they're going to be playing. Yeah. No doubt.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Oh, we've seen it last year. We'll see it again. It's cool.
Well,
Everybody gets-
we'll have to see who eventually makes it to the World Series, right?
Oh, we don't have to. I just told you who it was.
We might have some disagreement there, but it's okay. We can all agree to disagree for sure. Because I think my Phillies are doing pretty well, so I'm hoping to see them back.
Who?
The Phillies.
Oh yeah, they're not a problem. Yeah, they're not a problem.
Yeah.
So, kind of just to talk about my take, I think one that maybe wasn't the flashiest trade, but maybe the smartest trade was Justin Verlander. Not sure if that name rings a bell. Back to the Houston Astros, and
No, that's probably Korea.
yeah. So I think that to me that was one that I kind of saw as potential a good move. Yeah. So moving on. Do you think your team improved, declined, or stayed the same? First, tell the audience who your team is, and then let's talk about the improvement. Did they decline? Are they crazy for trading? What's going on with your team? Talk to me.
Go ahead, Mark, because you got two, so you might have to talk.
I got two. I got two. I mean, everyone knows. I'm always Tigers and Braves. Family history, of course, but Atlanta for me, obviously.
Oh, sorry.
As he's laughing, he's gonna be laughing when he's watching
No,
else.
the chat. I'm laughing at the chat.
But I heard. Oh,
we're listening, Mark. Continue.
Okay. So anyway, so the Braves go ahead and they make a couple minor moves. Obviously, they've dealt with injuries all season long. Especially to their starting pitching. When you have all 5 original starters from opening day on the disabled list on the 60-day IL, I mean, it's kind of hard to win a game when you don't have pretty much nothing but the pitching staff as minor leaguers. So it does make it a little more complex. So they did add some people to help because that's what they needed. A couple starters, but nothing that was going to be like, oh, let me, oh yeah, this is going to help them improve. No, it's basically just to level it out, stay consistent. And here lately, Atlanta has been consistently bad. The bullpen has been decent, so I don't know why they would add that. The shock to me for Atlanta was that they did not trade Marcell Ozuna. Of course, he also said that he would not, unless if he can go somewhere as a starter, he was not going to be willing to waive his no trade clause. So for him, that right there was a big thing. It's like, well, how am I going to move a guy that if he's going to be a bench player, he's not going to go? So, and there's only maybe 7 to 10 teams that actually needed a designated hitter because he's slow. He cannot field, anymore. That's what happens when you get up there with age. You can, produce the way you need to produce, and he's known as a hitter. So that's for them. For Detroit, they did make a couple decent trades. One of them was when they actually brought in Charlie Morton from the Braves, or from the former Brave, Charlie Morton, who they brought in from Baltimore. For that, they needed to add an extra starter. I don't think it's going to take them over the hump, even though they had the best record originally in baseball. They have struggled going into the break, but they have started heating up again. The offense is starting to tick on all cylinders, especially Riley Green. So that's a key factor for them is the offense needs to produce the way that they were producing before the All-Star break.
Okay. Makes sense. Definitely. What about you, Chosen?
Nice story, Grandpa. Now let's talk about the real team, and that's the LA Dodgers, right? So the Dodgers, did they improve? Do they need to? I mean, the world champions. I mean, we have the best lineup in baseball, and some of the best pitchers in baseball. What is improvement else do we need to do to improve? I mean, at the end of the day, the Dodgers is the team to beat, and you can see it shows. I mean, they went on a 7-game losing streak and still was in second place before the All-Star break. Like, come on now, what other team is doing that?
I'm going to say this. I will give credit where I will give credit where credit is due. Jalen Hurts made a comment and he said, we're not living in the past anymore. It's a new season. So guess what? Dodger fans need to get over it. We are now in a new season. We don't care if you won the World Series last year. Just like we don't care that the Yankees won 27, World Series in their lifetime. We don't care that, Chicago, they went 114 years without a World Series before they won it, or the 104 years. I mean, no, at the end of the day, we are now sitting in October or in August. We are on its way to October baseball, which is the funnest time of the year. But for me, when you talk about the Dodgers, I mean, did they do something? They traded away Dustin May. They traded away Carrot Top. Why did they trade away Carrot Top? I mean, that I just didn't understand. He was a decent starting pitcher. They added James Tibb. The place that they needed to add is they needed to figure out how to put Mookie Betts back in the outfield and quit relying on him as a second baseman. He's an outfielder. He's not an infielder. He got away from that. And so to me, they did not do accordingly what they needed to do to help them get better. Mookie does better in the outfield, and so that's where I think they have faltered. Even though they did win the World Series last year, yes, I'll give credit where credit is due. Good job. This is the first championship they won in 26 years.
So I think what Mark is saying is that the Dodgers may have not improved as much as Chosen is believing they improved.
We'll see. We'll see in October for sure.
That we will. That we most definitely will.
Awesome. Yeah, so let me chime in and let me talk about my Philadelphia Phillies. I think that they absolutely did improve after the 2025 trade deadline. Let me just break it down who we acquired. Super excited to have Johan Duran closer. I think that was a big time acquisition. It definitely addressed our bullpen and the weakness that we had there. And I think securing Duran, he has a crazy intro that everybody likes at Citizens Bank Park. And I think he just fits in. And I just think the Phillies are going to take off. So that's my take on it.
You better hope so.
That's my take on the improvement of my Philadelphia Phillies. So
You better hope so.
I mean,
I know so. We're bringing back another trophy to Philadelphia this year. So
stop playing.
Say they must be picking it up from the ice cream man or something like that, because I don't know what World Series trophy they're bringing back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring it back, especially with the way Schwarber has been hitting.
He can hit home runs, but he can strike out a lot too. He definitely strikes out a lot also.
Definitely excited to see how our teams improve and go on into the season. Red October, like Mark was talking about, it's coming up, so it's exciting. Lastly, I wanted to kind of talk about what do you guys feel after the trade deadline? What's the top 5 teams you guys feel are really going to push it and make it?
Chosen.
Do you really want me to go first? Because I mean,
we can hear. We can go ahead.
We can hear the Dodgers are number 1. We can definitely hear that.
Do you want to hear? Listen to the home. We can hear the Homer talk. Go for it.
Okay, so number 1, the Dodgers. Number 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers. 3, Los Dodgers. Number 4. I mean, can we keep going here? Like, those are the top 5. Like, there ain't no other team that we need to be talking about in this list.
There's always another team to be talking about in this list, and that's the fact.
Tell us your list.
And even the fact being that Major League Baseball doesn't even have the Dodgers belly at number 4. Of course,
isn't it 3? Isn't it 3 after today?
No.
It don't really matter.
They release new power rankings each Monday. But with that being said, of course,
so it's not current. So this is based off of Monday,
which is the most current.
Well, they had games today.
And
okay, no, go ahead. What's your power ranking?
My answer is you keep living in 2024. With the Dodgers won the World Series, so I mean, why can't we just go?
I'm looking at the script. I'm looking at the Dodgers lineup, like the bats. I'm looking at the way that they play in baseball. Like I'm looking at the way that they get on the field and how they've been pitching with Yamamoto and how Ohtani just has gotten better. I'm looking at that. Who puts the Tigers? Who puts the Tigers at 5? I
Who
don't.
puts the Tigers at 5?
I got them at 7.
5. And you're delusional on that one too.
Go ahead.
Tigers.
Tell us your 5. Tell us your 5.
Tell you my 5. I'll tell you right now. I've got, for me right now, I will say Milwaukee is number 1, respectively. You know, they're the ones that deserve to be there. They are the best team in Major League Baseball right now. Number
based
2,
on record or based on power of play.
If you have the best record in baseball, it must be based off power of play.
I mean, at one time the Tigers were at number 1, but I mean, they weren't obviously the best in play.
No longer at number 1 because they no longer have the best record in baseball.
So they're not the best in power and play then.
No, not right
so
now.
it's only when it comes out that they're the best team in baseball for that
Everything
week.
changes. Everything changes.
Okay.
I mean, things change. Just like the fact is that the Dodgers aren't going to win the World Series this year. That's not going to change. We all know that's for fact because they do not have the.
Only you know that.
Hey,
only you think that.
I don't think it. I guarantee it. Just about every other person that watches baseball will tell you that the Dodgers do not have the capability because they don't have the pitching.
They don't have the capability. It's crazy.
Yeah, they don't have the pitching.
All right, let's let Mark.
Anyway, so number 2,
I side for a moment, okay?
Well, you have a button over there. Use it.
I'm just listening.
Use the dang thing.
It's true. You got a damn button. Use it.
Yeah. Number 2, I have Sarai's Philadelphia Phillies is who I have at 2. They have, even though they are hitting 500, they're playing 500 ball right now in the last 10 games, which a lot of people have. I have them at 2. Number 3, I have actually the Detroit Tigers. They are 6-4. In the last 10, with also they do have the second best record. Number 4, that is where I have the Toronto Blue Jays. And number 5, that's where I have Los Dodgers. So that's where I'm sitting at. That's what I personally think. When you look at everything overall, like I said, Dodgers are 500 in the last 10 games. They have started giving up a lot more, and they are struggling definitely when they're playing on the road. They are even struggling when they're playing against people that are under 500. They have a record against teams that are under 500. How are you supposed to be a World Series champion and you are losing to teams under 500? That's what I want to know.
And all of your answers are going to be answered in October. That's what we're gonna put the bats to the ball, and that's what's gonna matter. That's all that's gonna matter.
I'm gonna say when it comes to you look at the numbers.
Watch when it matters the most, they gonna perform. When it matters the most, they gonna perform. Watch them.
Then how did they lose to the Cardinals today? I mean, if the bats put the ball,
that was a 3-game series. They beat them twice.
I'm just saying. And actually, no, they did not beat them twice. They lost twice. They lost the series to the Cardinals.
Bruh.
So they might have beat Tampa Bay in the 3-game series. The big one for me, actually, for the Dodgers is going to be this coming up weekend. They play against Toronto, who does currently, like I said, hold the best record in baseball. The issue that Toronto has, again, it's the same exact issue that the Dodgers have, and that is their pitching. So that is what it comes down to, is you got to have the right bullpen, because everyone knows that Major League pitchers now, when it comes to starting, they're looking at 5, maybe 6 innings pitched, and that is it.
What position did you have the Dodgers at?
5.
Okay, I put them at 4, so I'm a little bit better. So I don't know how my power rankings are going to match up to anything regarding Mark's knowledge, but I have number 1, I have the Mets. I have the Brewers at 2. I have the Cubs, the Dodgers, Toronto, and Phillies. That's how I see my top 9 post deadline for the season.
Wait, so you have Philly at 5?
I have Philly at 6.
At 6.
So it falls off. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense.
How do you see my power rankings, Mark?
How do I see your power rankings? So the Mets one is actually absolutely atrocious. Considering in the last 10 games they are 2-8.
Okay, but they're still climbing to the top.
No, they are 2-8. They are not. I mean, now everything else, like I said, I'm
What about the
Milwaukee
Brewers? How do you feel about the Brewers?
Brewers, like I said, best team in Major League Baseball right now.
What about the Cubs?
Cubs are right there. Cubs are sitting right there. Like I said, I actually have the Cubs at 6 in my personal, rankings.
Okay.
So it's right there. I don't agree with them at 3. They are doing what's needed, but again, Milwaukee is starting to run away with that division. Unless if Chicago figures out how to start winning some games and not stop playing 500 ball,
Right.
you're going to drop. Because Chicago and Milwaukee, they were tied actually about a week and a half ago at the top, but they have fallen off, and Milwaukee has went into the win streak.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll give you my serious take on it. I got Milwaukee.
Now he wants to be serious. Now that we've provided our answers, go ahead, Chosen. We'll give you.
Yeah, for sure. So I got Brewers 1, Cubs 2, Dodgers 3, Phillies 4, and Mets 5.
Did you just give the Phillies 4 because I gave the Dodgers 4?
No, because that's what I wrote down. I found my notes.
Okay.
So let's go to the comments real quick. So
They said they're known for because the Phillies are known for their strong starting rotation and their pitching prowess.
And we just got Duran.
Yeah. No, so we had down South Philly. He says that he heard that the top 5 listed on this trash. He's like, I don't know about that. And I'll tell you right now, if you look at Sports Lounge Media, and you do a comparison with what was released by Major League Baseball along with ESPN, you're going to see it's pretty dang close. Of course, everyone has their difference of opinions, but that's what we have from down south. And Sports with Sunshine said, "Who puts the Tigers at 5?" I said, "I don't know who puts them at. I didn't. Like I said, I have them higher than that." So, that's like trying to say Florida is going to win something in college football. Oh, that's not going to happen either. Down south also says, "I love the SLM banter," and we also have Brew Crew who says, as for the Mets, this is referring to the Mets. It wasn't until the 9th inning that the no-hitter finally got broke up today. So, yeah,
we can maybe push them. I mean, I might have a little something of
I
knowledge.
don't know about that one. Like I said, the 2-8 thing. And then we also have JVS 88. He says, Yankees won a baseball game, which that was a nice change. I gotta agree with you on that one. The Yankees have been struggling a lot. They are 4-6 in the last 10. And with Aaron Judge coming back, I think we're going to start seeing a change. But they're going to have to figure out what they got to do to catch up to Boston, and also what they're going to do if Toronto can stay on the streak that they're doing. We also have Brew Crew, and he does agree with you, Sarai, with Johan Duran. He was the missing piece for Philly. I will agree with that aspect.
What's his last name again?
Duran.
Got it.
Or I can say it the white way. Duran. Be like, his name is John Duran.
No, I definitely am excited. I know all the Philly fans are excited to have him join the Phillies. He brings something dynamic to the park, not only with his play, but also just his excitement and involvement. So super excited.
I gotta say, when it comes to the intro, it's right there. It's probably one of the better ones. It's always fun to watch it. What was also the Mets reliever? He has a very good intro. Too bad he doesn't get to pitch much because they haven't won much or had even a chance to win much lately. So, I mean, they haven't really got to see him pitch a whole lot. But like I said, I do agree with what Bruce says. Duran was that missing piece that they needed in Philadelphia. And I do think Philly has the possibility of realistically running away with that Eastern crown. Do I see them as a World Series, participant? I think it's going to depend on rest of the pitching.
Okay.
The key for me is not just that pitch, the starting pitching, which that goes across all baseball. You have to have the starters that can do what is needed to be done. But Kyle Schwarber is going to have to play the old Kyle Schwarber. I know you enjoy saying his name with the Schwarbombs and all that good stuff. But, he also has to remember there is more to an aspect than just hitting a home run. It also consists of actually just hitting the ball, because the rest of the time it seems like he's just doing nothing but striking out. I was on a live last night, and we were talking about the fact is that a lot of guys now in Major League Baseball, if you're a 260 hitter, that's like hitting 300 back in the day, about 10 years ago. So for me, I still think they need to figure out how to hit 300. I mean, if you can't get 3 hits out of 10 at bats and you're paid for this, you need to start doing something. We also had Bruker say, Edwin Diaz with the trumpets, that is fire. That is probably one of the greatest things. It was a little disappointing when he went out last year and you weren't seeing that. And for him to come back, that is pretty interesting. And then we also have, so JBS 88 asks, he goes, is Detroit a real threat? I honestly can see them getting bounced out of the ALDS.
For sure.
I
agree.
I will say this.
Pin that comment. Pin that comment.
Pin that comment right there. All right. No, I will say this. Does Detroit have the capability to move on? I think they will end up not having to worry about, hopefully not the wild card, because it is their pitching. As long as they keep Jack Flaherty, I do not understand how when he was in Detroit, he couldn't do anything. He goes to the Dodgers, helped them win a World Series last year. All of a sudden, he signs a big contract with Detroit, and again, couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Right.
He is 6-11 on the season, which is not something that you need. So to me, he needs to figure out what they need to do. So that's why you saw Detroit line up with the bullpen help, because that's something they're struggling, is their starting rotation.
Okay.
So I do think that realistically, Detroit has a strong possibility of being bounced by the ALDS. If they make it to the ALCS, I would be shocked. But I also look at things realistically. Pitching is going to be key to me right now. My personal, favorite. I hate to say it. Philadelphia has the best chance because they do have the best pitching staff in baseball, in my personal opinion. But I think it will be a Philadelphia and Milwaukee NLCS battle is what I think, because the Dodgers are going to get bounced early.
Okay, that's enough out of you.
Go for it.
I was going to say, Mark, can you kind of tell us, for those that don't understand, what ALDS is, ALCS, ABC? Like, can you kind of
ABCs, all right. So our alphabet when it comes to it, obviously, so we have a WC, which is also referred to as the wild card game. NFL has those also. What that is, you got 3 teams that basically are your second place teams in each one of the divisions, and they represent the wild card team. And then you also have the first place team is that has the worst record out of the 3 first place teams. Those represent your 4 wild card games. So your number 1 and number 2 seeds are who ended up getting the first round bye. They get to wait to see the winner of that series to go on to who they play in the ALDS, which stands for American. It's ALDS and NLDS. You're going to have the American League Division Series and the National League Division Series. So that's what we got for there. That's that point. You got your best winners playing on the 1 and 2 seeds. Your LCS games is your league championship series, which that's the winners of those are who represents the American League and the National League, which goes on to the World Series, which will not be the Dodgers. So that's what we deal with when we hear people talking about the ALDS, NLDS. It's the same concept. When it, like with the NFL, you have your wild card game, you've got your conference championships, all your divisional rounds. So that's what the ALDS NLDS is, divisional series.
Okay.
We also have JVS 88. He says, also, how good is Houston? Is this something sustainable? They just aren't a scary team to me, and somehow they get it done. Thoughts? It's the trash cans. At the end of the day, it's the trash cans. That's how they do it all the time. No, for me, Houston, it's the leadership that they have. Sometimes it does take that good manager to lead a team. I know you guys being football guys and obviously enjoying, what was his name in Philly? Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni, yeah, our head coach. Uh-huh.
I know a lot of people were disgruntled.
Also known as the Marshall Experience.
Oh, okay. But no. So for me, like I said, they do have good leadership. They do have the extra trash cans always in the dugouts. So I don't know. Like I said, I think that they have a capability of going to the championship series, but it's a playoff team.
Right.
They always manage to do something to win. I mean, Mike Tomlin has not done anything, in football for the Steelers, but yet he has managed to have a winning record every year.
Right.
He figures out how to get it done. I mean, you're going to see teams that are capable of doing that. So that is why I do think Houston has the capability. I will say adding Correa back to that lineup and putting him at third base, that is a very defensive savvy right side of the infield with Pena and Correa. So, I mean, it was the same concept when it was Correa and Bregman, so you have two shortstops playing on that right side. So I do think it's going to be very difficult. But I will stick to my story when it comes to the trash cans.
All right. So exciting news for MLB. Like we mentioned before in this episode, definitely excited for Red October. Any last thoughts, any last commentary that you guys like to share with our audience?
Now, I'm going to ask the audience, put in your guys' comments, things like that. Who do you guys think will win, has the best chance to represent both the American League and the National League? Who are your guys' favorites going to the World Series? We're actually going to release a poll on that to see who's everyone's favorites, and don't say it's your team just because it's your team. I mean, everyone knows Dodger fans will always say it's the Dodgers. It's like, no, be realistic. Be realistic. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm not going to be a person, obviously, who roots for the Braves and them sitting in fourth place saying, oh, the Braves are going to win the World Series. That's like trying to say that the Cleveland Browns are going to win the Super Bowl. I mean, it's just mathematically not possible. So, put it in your guys' comments. Like I said, we're going to release that poll out on our social media platforms to see what everyone's thoughts are. And because I always like to get insight from what people think. Actually, we already had one come in from Brew Crew. He says, honestly, he sees Seattle and Philly. That's an interesting one. For the fact being that Seattle, Seattle is right there. They are 2.5 outs against Houston right now. I don't see them going past the wild card. Like I said, the Philly one, I can. It's between Philly and Milwaukee for me.
Of course.
And JVS 88, he says the Brewers versus the Astros in the World Series. That's an interesting one. I mean, you got a team.
I did see the Brewers on my top 5.
Yeah, now we got something coming in here from down south. He goes, Shador just might be the missing piece. I'm like, yeah. Is that kind of like your statement about that the top 5 list was trash?
Possibly, for sure. Yeah. Any last thoughts, Chosen? Making sure you're there.
No, I'm ready for the playoffs. I'm ready to show these boys what's good. No, I think it's gonna be the Dodgers in Houston, to be honest.
Dodgers and you think it's gonna be a rematch of 2017?
Yep.
I mean, that's. Like I said, I just can't see the Dodgers just because of the issue that they're having with their pitching.
It's okay. It's okay.
You know, they do manage to spend a lot of money to not have.
We got guys coming back.
Yeah.
The
Next
Dodgers
year.
are maybe coming back to a little bit of health.
We got Blake. No. We got Blake Snell coming back.
Who?
Blake. He's coming back.
That's not saying.
He's coming back. Actually, he's coming back. Game 2 of the Toronto game.
The Toronto series.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you're coming off of injury, as everyone knows, it's going to take them time.
It definitely is.
That's okay. It's better now than in the playoffs. He'll be ready. He'll be ready.
Good point.
Definitely.
So,
yeah.
What's going to be great? What's going to be great is seeing Ohtani play against his old team, the Angels, and pitching against them. The third game of their series in Anaheim.
I mean, I don't. He just needs to focus on one or the other. He's a great hitter. You know, I'm not going to deny that. Stick to hitting. Stop thinking you need a pitch. You don't. Waste of time.
Yeah, so that's all I have for tonight, guys. Just a couple of questions regarding the trade deadline for MLB, kind of where we stand right now for Major League Baseball, talking about Red October, gearing up for the playoffs. So yeah, that's just a little bit of what I had for tonight for you guys.
All right. So obviously, we want to thank everyone that's hopped on here, the comments, everything like that. Like, follow, share, subscribe to the Sports Lounge Media. Go check us out on our webpage, sportsloungemedia.com, and look forward to we are working on some things behind the scenes that are very exciting. That has a lot to do with baseball, just so you guys know. But last but not least, we have our great Sarai, who's going to share about her nonprofit organization, the Hearts and Howls. Get that thing up there?
Yeah, let's hear about that.
There we go. I do that every time. Sorry about that, Sarai.
No worries. Yeah. So Hearts and Howls is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It's based out here in Texas. Basically, what the organization is a labor of love. It's powered by passionate, dedicated volunteers like myself. And then it's also funded by the community and by you all. So there are different adoptable dogs and cats on the website. If you're ever interested, definitely put your application in. You go through a thorough process in it. And if you aren't looking for your next best friend, definitely scan that QR code, go to the donate button. It is tax deductible, but yeah, definitely donate. It goes to a lot of the bedding costs, the fostering for the animals until we find a forever home. And then lastly, if you're ever interested in donating, but maybe not financially, you can also donate to the Amazon wish list. We make sure the dogs and cats have their wish lists up there. You can also donate that way as well. So yeah, check out Hearts and Howls and see if you see a forever friend you might want to adopt.
So we've talked about this before. So we have Hearts and Howls, which are our dogs. We also have Hearts and Meows. Is the Hearts and Meows, is that through the same QR code?
Yes. Yeah, it leads all back to the website. Yeah.
Okay, so it leads all back to the website. So that means, your dogs, your cats. And I'm still trying to convince Sarai and the rest of them to work on getting Hearts and Hooves going because horses need saving too. I'll just say that. I mean, maybe you might even see a Highland cow in there or something like that. Who knows? Who knows? Everyone wants a Highland cow. I bet you get one of those. That thing will get adopted in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. I love Highland cow for sure. Such curious.
Yeah, so we want to again thank everyone that has hopped on here tonight. We appreciate each one of you. And again, like, subscribe, and share Sports Lounge Media. And just so you guys know, and I'm gonna spill the tea here real quick.
Oh, wait. Down South Philly Show with the subscribe. Yes, let's go.
So there's one spilling of the tea, but here's another one. look out. We might be seeing some more tea spilled here soon coming through the Sports Lounge media. Everything that's going on with in the sports world behind the scenes. That is something that I don't know what it is that people enjoy the tea, but it's going to be coming to you guys here real soon. So
I'm waiting. I've been waiting. I got my tea. I got my tea cup ready. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to brew. Let's go.
There it is. So again, thank you guys, and we look forward to you guys catching us on the next show. Don't forget all of our other shows that we have: Sports with Sunshine, the Marshall Experience for all your fantasy stuff, SLM Bets when it comes to all your betting needs.
Make that money.
And we got DP with his Down South Philly show. And
Go Birds.
I think. Oh, and we also have Kendall at Ken Pat Talks. So check out each one of those. We have something going on through the Sports Lounge media, which we are powered by the Mogul brand and the Diamond Collection every night of the week. So we look forward to you guys, and we thank you all. So we have to say this. Peace out.
Bye.
Peace. Hump day.